Welcome back to Study Smart Talk, where we help international students thrive in Australia through informed choices, expert insights, and real-life stories. I'm your host, Sarah, and today we're covering a topic that has created confusion, stress, and unfortunately a lot of heartbreak lately: onshore student visa refusals. To help us unpack this critical issue, I'm joined by Tom from GTE Experts, a visa strategist and education consultant who's helped hundreds of students recover from refusal and get back on track. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sarah. It's great to be here. And yes, this is definitely one of the hottest and most misunderstood topics among international students right now.
Okay, let's jump right into it, Tom. What's the biggest, most common reason students are getting refused while applying for a visa inside Australia?
Without a doubt, the number one reason is an insufficient GTE, or genuine temporary entrant, statement. It's a personal statement that essentially explains why you're in Australia, what you're studying, and why you'll return home after your studies. Unfortunately, a lot of students treat this like a formality, especially when they're already in Australia. They think, "Oh, I'm here already. The government can see I'm studying. I don't need to explain again." But that's not true.
So, are they being too casual or not providing enough information?
Exactly. The case officer is still assessing intentions, not just your academic progress. They want to see that you're genuinely here to study, and that your studies align with your career goals, academic history, and personal background. Many students extending their visas make the mistake of only answering the 4 basic questions inside the online student visa application form. While those questions are part of the process, simply filling them out is not enough. The Department of Home Affairs now specifically requests a separate detailed GTE statement. This statement allows you to address all the issues and concerns a case officer might raise, far beyond what the standard form questions cover. Without this, your application can appear incomplete or weak.
Really insightful. Now, another area where students seem to get confused is around English language requirements. Can you break that down?
Absolutely. This one surprises many rejected applicants. So, if you've completed more than 50% of your principal course, such as a bachelor's or a master's, then, in some cases, you might be exempt from providing English language test results when extending your visa. But if you haven't hit that threshold, let's say you're switching courses, or applying for a new course, or your last qualification was a vet course, or from a non-English speaking country, then yes, you may still need to show an IELTS, PTE academic, TOEFL IBT, or equivalent result.
So students sometimes just assume they're exempt and skip it?
Exactly. And skipping the English test can result in an automatic refusal. Always double-check the specific requirements based on your situation and course type. Don't rely on assumptions, even if your agent or friend told you you'd be fine.
Okay, now let's talk about financials, one of the trickier topics. Some students seem to think they don't need to show funds anymore once they're already studying in Australia. Is that a myth?
That's definitely a myth. Whether you're offshore or onshore, the Department of Home Affairs still wants to see that you have access to sufficient funds to support yourself during your studies. This means showing tuition fees for at least 1 year, living costs, currently $24,505 Australian dollars per year, travel costs, and if you have dependents, their living and schooling expenses too.
So what happens if they don't provide that?
If the case officer isn't convinced that you can financially support yourself, they'll consider that a risk factor, possibly leading to visa refusal. It's especially important for applicants from countries classified under Assessment Level 3 or higher risk nations.
Are there any other bonus tips you'd share, Tom? Maybe things students often overlook?
Great question. I'd say watch out for course hopping. If you keep changing courses without a clear academic or career reason, it can raise red flags. Extended gaps. If there's a big unexplained gap in your studies, always explain it in your GTE, misaligned choices. For example, if you studied IT but are now applying for a cooking course, make sure you explain the logic behind that switch. Without context, it may look suspicious. Also, don't overstay your visa or lodge your application too close to your expiry date. Those are common technical issues that can lead to refusals or complications.
Really important points. So, if a student is refused, is that the end of the road? What are their options?
It's not the end, but timing is critical. Once you receive a refusal, you may be eligible to appeal to the Administrative Review Tribunal, ART, usually within 21 days. During this time, you're also eligible for a bridging visa, so you don't become unlawful. At GTE Experts, we assist with both the appeal process and reapplication strategies. Sometimes we advise students to correct their documents and apply again rather than appeal. Each case is different.
Tom, before we wrap up, any final advice you'd give to our listeners who are preparing to apply or extend their visa?
Great question, Sarah. First and foremost, don't underestimate the importance of a well-written, genuine temporary entrant (GTE) statement. Whether you're applying for the first time or extending your visa from within Australia, the GTE is not just a formality. It's a critical document that case officers use to determine your intention to study and your likelihood of returning home after completing your course. Now, many students get confused between GTE, Statement of Purpose, SOP, and the newer Genuine Student Statement, GSS. In practice, especially among the public and even many agents, these terms are often used interchangeably, and it's fair to say they're essentially variations of the same document, just tailored to different audiences.
That's really helpful to clarify, and I imagine that for many students, especially after a refusal, this can feel overwhelming. What support do you offer for those in that situation?
That's a big part of what we do at GTE Experts. We specialise in helping students who've been refused a visa, and we assist them in appealing their case to the Administrative Review Tribunal, ART. What makes us stand out is that we're one of the very few companies in the industry that offers a money-back guarantee if the appeal is unsuccessful. This gives our clients a level of confidence and trust they often don't find with other agents or immigration specialists. We believe if we take on your case, it's because we genuinely think we can win it, and we're willing to back that belief with our own financial guarantee.
That's incredible and honestly very rare in this industry. I can see why students would feel much more secure working with your team.
Exactly. Our goal is to fight for the student's future, not just process paperwork. Every client gets personal attention, strategic advice, and a team that actually cares about the outcome, whether it's fixing a weak GTE, gathering stronger supporting evidence, or representing them at the ART. We're committed all the way.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tom, for sharing all this valuable advice today. I'm sure a lot of students and even agents listening will walk away with a clearer understanding of how serious and strategic a student visa application needs to be.
Thank you, Sarah. And to all the listeners, if you've been refused or are feeling unsure about your next steps, feel free to reach out at gteexperts.com.au. We're here to help you move forward with confidence.
And that wraps up this episode of Study Smart Talk. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and remember, the right advice can change your future. Until next time, stay informed, stay strong, and study smart.